Imagine being 17 years old on the trip of a lifetime and suddenly being treated like a criminal in front of your classmates, in front of your teachers, in front of everyone you've spent the last 4 years trying to impress. This is the story of how one random security check exposed something that happens every single day in America, and how one teacher's decision to step in changed everything. It's March 2024. 23 high school seniors from Lincoln High are at the mall. They're shopping for prom outfits, laughing, taking pictures. It's supposed to be one of those perfect teenage memories. But for one student, it's about to become a nightmare he'll never forget. His name is Jordan Matthews, honor roll student, varsity basketball player, accepted to 3 universities. And in about 4 minutes, he's going to be surrounded by security guards while his classmates watch in horror. Here's what makes this story absolutely wild. It was all caught on camera, not just phone cameras, the mall security footage, body cam footage, multiple angles. And what they show will make your blood boil. But here's the part that nobody saw coming, the part that went viral, the part that sparked protests, national headlines, and a lawsuit that's still making waves today. Because when Jordan's teacher, Mrs. Sarah Chen, stepped into that situation, she didn't just defend her student, she dismantled the entire system, on camera, using nothing but facts, receipts, and the kind of courage most people only wish they had. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this 17-year-old's mall trip became a turning point, why his teacher became a hero to millions, and what happened in those 12 minutes matters to every single one of us. Stay with me. This one's going to hit different. Here's what I want you to understand about this story. Jordan Matthews did everything right. He was respectful, he complied, he stayed calm, even when 3 grown men were treating him like a criminal. And still, he needed someone to step in and advocate for him. Think about that. But Mrs. Chen? She showed us what allyship actually looks like. She didn't just say, "That's wrong." She documented it. She challenged it. She used her privilege and her position to protect a student who couldn't protect himself in that moment. She took a risk, knowing she could face backlash. And here's the update you need to know. The mall settled with Jordan's family for an undisclosed amount. All 3 security guards were fired. The mall implemented mandatory anti-bias training. And Mrs. Chen? She received a standing ovation at graduation and was named Teacher of the Year in her district. But beyond the headlines and the settlements, something more important happened. Students at Lincoln High started conversations about racial profiling. They organized. They created a student task force on equity. Jordan's story became the catalyst for real change. Now here's what I need from you. If you see something like this happening, be the Mrs. Chen. Use your voice. Use your phone. Document it. Don't just watch injustice happen and scroll past it online later. If this story moved you, smash that like button and subscribe, because I bring you these important stories every single week. Stories that matter. Stories that challenge us to do better. Drop a comment and tell me, have you ever witnessed something like this? What did you do? Be honest. This is a space for real conversation. And share this video, because Jordan's story is one story, but it represents thousands of untold ones. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Let me paint the full picture for you, because the details matter. Lincoln High's senior class trip to Riverside Mall wasn't just any shopping trip. It was a tradition. Every year, the week before prom, seniors got a supervised afternoon to shop for their outfits. 4 teachers, 23 students, 3 hours. Jordan Matthews walked into the mall at 2:15 p.m. wearing his school hoodie, jeans, and backpack. He was with his best friend Marcus and 3 other classmates. Their plan was simple. Hit the department store, find some dress shoes, maybe grab some food court pizza. At 2:47 p.m., Jordan was in the shoe section of Macy's. He He'd been trying on dress shoes for about 15 minutes. He found a pair he liked, checked the price tag, and walked to the register with the box under his arm. Pretty standard, right? That's when security guard Michael Richardson approached him. "Excuse me, son, I need you to come with me." Jordan was confused. "I'm about to pay for these." "I need you to come with me now. It's a random check." Here's what you need to understand. Jordan had been in that store for 15 minutes. He hadn't gone near the exit. He was walking toward the register, not away from it. And most importantly, in that same shoe section, there were at least 8 other teenagers trying on shoes, all of them white. None of them were asked for a random check. Jordan, being the respectful kid he was raised to be, complied. "Okay, but I was literally about to pay." The security guard gripped his arm, not gently. "Let's go." Marcus immediately pulled out his phone and started recording. 2 other classmates did the same. They followed at a distance as Jordan was led toward the security office at the back of the store. By the time they reached the office, 2 more security guards had joined. Jordan was now surrounded by 3 grown men, all demanding he empty his pockets and open his backpack. "I didn't take anything," Jordan said, his voice starting to shake. "I have the shoes I was about to buy. That's it." The guards weren't listening. One of them grabbed his backpack and dumped the contents onto a table. School notebooks, pencils, his wallet, a water bottle, his phone charger, a bag of chips he'd bought at lunch. Nothing stolen, nothing suspicious. But they kept searching. They made him empty every pocket. They examined his wallet. They even checked inside the shoebox, as if he'd somehow hidden stolen merchandise inside shoes he was trying to purchase. The whole time, Jordan stood there with his hands visible, answering every question, complying with every demand. And the whole time, through the security office window, his classmates were watching, recording, taking it all in. At 3:02 p.m., 15 minutes into this random check, Mrs. Sarah Chen appeared at the security office door. She'd been in a different part of the mall with another group of students when she got a frantic text from Marcus. "They're searching Jordan. He didn't do anything. Please come." Mrs. Chen knocked firmly on the door. The guards ignored her. She knocked again, louder. "I'm a teacher with this student. What's happening here?" Guard Richardson barely looked at her. "Random security check. Please step back." But Mrs. Chen didn't step back. Instead, she did something that changed everything. She pulled out her phone, opened her camera, and said 5 words that would be repeated millions of times online. "Then let's make it official." What happened next is the reason this story went viral, and it's the reason Mrs. Chen became an unlikely hero. She started documenting everything, out loud, on camera. "For the record, it's 3:04 p.m. on March 19th. My student Jordan Matthews has been detained for approximately 17 minutes. Jordan, have you stolen anything?" "No, ma'am." "Did you attempt to leave the store without paying?" "No, ma'am. I was walking to the register." She turned to the guards. "What specific behavior prompted this random check?" Guard Richardson shifted uncomfortably. "He was acting suspicious." "Can you define suspicious? What specifically did he do that was suspicious?" Silence. Mrs. Chen continued, her voice calm but razor sharp. "Because I've been teaching at Lincoln High for 12 years. Jordan is an honor student with a 3.8 GPA. He's never been in trouble. He's respectful, responsible, and right now he's surrounded by 3 adult men for trying to buy shoes." She gestured to her phone. "I'm recording this interaction because I want to be crystal clear about what's happening. You've searched his belongings. Did you find any stolen merchandise?" "No, but..." "No, you found nothing. So unless you have actual evidence of wrongdoing, you're violating his rights and racially profiling my student." The words hung in the air like a bomb. Guard Richardson's face reddened. "This is a random check. We do them all the time." And this is where Mrs. Chen revealed why she was more than just a brave teacher. She was strategic. Interesting, because I've been in this mall for 40 minutes today. I walked past the shoe section twice. I observed at least 12 young people trying on shoes in the same section as Jordan. I didn't see you approach any of them. Would you like me to review the security footage from the past hour and count how many random checks were conducted and document the demographic breakdown? The silence was deafening. A store manager had arrived by now, alerted by the commotion. Mrs. Chen turned to him. Your security team has detained my student for 20 minutes without cause. They've searched his belongings and found nothing. They've humiliated him in front of his peers, and they're calling it a random check despite clear evidence of racial profiling. I'm giving you two options. 1, release my student immediately with a formal apology. 2, I call the police, my district's legal counsel, and every news outlet in this city, and we have a very public conversation about your store's practices. The manager looked at Jordan's emptied backpack, at the shoebox sitting on the counter, at the 3 guards who suddenly couldn't make eye contact. Release him, the manager said quietly. But Mrs. Chen wasn't done. I also want the names of every security guard involved, your corporate complaint line, and written confirmation that this incident will be reviewed. And I want it now. Within 10 minutes, Jordan walked out of that security office, but the damage was done. His classmates had watched him be treated like a criminal. Some were crying, others were furious, and all of them had it on video. By 6 p.m., the videos were online. By midnight, #JusticeForJordan was trending. By the next morning, the footage had been viewed over 4 million times, and Mrs. Chen was being called the teacher every student deserves. But the real story wasn't just about one teacher standing up. It was about what happened next, because Jordan's story sparked something bigger, something that was long overdue. And the mall? Well, they were about to learn a very expensive lesson about the cost of discrimination. What if I told you that a single concert ticket exposed a lie that had been repeated for years? That one woman's refusal to back down revealed a system designed to exclude people who had every right to be there. This is the story of Dr. Aisha Williams, a 34-year-old cardiothoracic surgeon, a woman who saves lives for a living. And on one Friday night in September, she became the center of a viral moment that would force an entire industry to answer some very uncomfortable questions. Picture this. You're standing at the entrance to a sold-out concert. You bought your ticket 3 months ago. You have the confirmation email, the credit card charge, the digital barcode. Everything checks out on your phone. But the security guard looks at you, looks at your ticket, and says 3 words that change everything. This isn't real. Now, you might think this is a simple misunderstanding, a technical glitch, something that gets resolved in 5 minutes with a quick call to customer service. But what happened to Dr. Williams wasn't a glitch. It was a pattern. And when the actual system glitch happened 30 minutes later, it revealed something absolutely explosive. Because here's what nobody expected. When the venue's entire ticketing system crashed and they had to manually verify every single ticket from the past hour, they discovered something shocking. Dr. Williams' ticket was 100% legitimate, but 15 other tickets that had been accepted without question, those were the fake ones. And every single person who was wrongly accused, you can guess what they all had in common. By the time this story was over, there were protests outside the venue, a discrimination lawsuit, and a ticketing company scrambling to explain how their security protocols seemed to only target certain people. So what really happened that night? How did one woman's experience expose an entire system of bias? And why did it take a technical malfunction to reveal the truth? Buckle up. This story has twists you won't see coming.